So once again, good morning, everyone. My name is Rahul Kumar. So thanks for joining this webinar. I work as a pre-sales consultant for 7 Technology, and I majorly look after the data networking solution for our customers to support them in their digital transformation journey. Okay, so let me quickly pull out my slides so that I can show what I have for you today for this presentation. Just a second. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Okay. So today we are going to discuss on Cisco DNA Center. Recently, Cisco announced the name change for Cisco DNA Center. So now it is called as Cisco Catalyst Center. Okay. So I'll quickly go on the agenda, what we are going to discuss. So our today's agenda for this webinar will be like an overview of Cisco DNA Center and key features and benefit what you will be getting from Cisco DNA Center. Then we will be discussing on the architecture and the components which is included in Cisco DNA Center. Then use cases and examples, conclusion, and then I'll do a short product demo for you guys. Okay. So I'll move on to next slide. So as uh, all of us we majorly belongs to IT, right? So if you talk about IT, we need to simplify IT, right? So we need to talk on this because this possesses the danger to make IT experience less scalable, less smart, and more complex for our uh, network engineers, IT admins, right? So as a result, in an infrastructure that is inflexible and unable to change with the needs of the dynamics of business environment, and when the IT experience suffer, the user and business experience suffers, right? So therefore, it only naturally follows that you deliver the best user experience and you need to build the best IT experience for your end users, for your customers, right? So the solution is should be. So if we talk simply, to simplify the IT experience, the question here comes how, right? So that's what we are going to discuss today on all this presentation during the presentation, right? So if we talk about to simplify the IT experience, right, with Cisco DNA Center. So DNA Center majorly basically stands for Digital Network Architecture, right? So it's a powerful network management system that leverages AI to optimize resources, which will lower your spending and provide a digital agility for the business, right? If you talk about Cisco DNA Center, with Cisco DNA Center, uh, you can scale the network at the speed of your business, right? With intelligent automation and AI analytics to assure optimal end user experience by providing deep insight into the application performance, what you're running in house in your data center for your end user experience, your end user applications, and network experience. Secure the digital enterprise also with the help of zero trust framework, right? It also helps you to attain sustainability goals by managing IT energy utilization and enable smart buildings. So overall, if you talk about Cisco DNA Center, okay, it's we can say it's a software-defined access solution segmented into two parts. Okay, so on the left hand side, I have Cisco DNA Center, which is again like have five major features, functions of the DNA Center, which includes design, policy, provisioning, automation, and assurance. On below to that, DNA Center also includes Cisco SDXS architecture, which again have four layers: physical, network, controller, management layer, right? And on the right hand side, we have SD Access Fabric. SD Access Fabric terminology, if you want to understand, I'll give you a more brief on this in the next slide. So this is a overall SD Access architecture, which we will try to understand with the help of this presentation. Okay. So in the lower side, the first layer, that is the physical layer. Okay, so this layer defines the enterprise network devices, which will include your router, switches, wireless controllers, Cisco ICE, and DNA appliance itself. Okay, it will having their own operating system, interfaces, and link connectivity. If we talk about network layer, okay, network layer itself consists of two sub layers, which is again underlay network and network overlay. Okay, so I will be more doing a deep dive on these two sub layers. So this is a logical diagram on the presentation, okay, which will explain further overlay network and the underlay network. Okay, so we'll start with the underlay network. Okay, so if you talk about underlay network, SDX's control plane and data plane in a nutshell. Okay, underlay network dedicated to physical devices and its protocol, which will do the routing for the connectivity, right? And overlay network provides wired and wireless user logical connectivity with all services and policies applied. Further to overlay network, it will have three fabrics, okay, which is again like fabric data plane, which will be using VXLAN protocol to send and receive data packets between source and destination with the help of GPO, which is group policies. The second fabric is fabric controller plane. Okay, it's a logical mapping and resolving of users and devices with the help of Lisp protocol. Third one is fabric policy plane. Okay, which is again like a business intent, which is translated to network policy using SGT. SGT stands for Scalable Group Tags and the group-based policies, right? So I'll go further in detail with the SDXS controller layer and management layer overview. Okay, so this is typically a logical diagram, which is like in this presented diagram will describe the controller layer. Okay, so if you talk about controller layer, now we'll discuss about another layer of SDXS, which is called as controller layer. The controller layer provides all required services and management subsystem to the management layer. There are three main controller subsystems, okay? Cisco NCP and Cisco NDC and NDP, okay? So if we talk about the Cisco NCP, the Cisco NCP is referred as a Cisco Network Controller Platform, okay? Which integrates directly with Cisco ICE and NDP subsystems, which will again provide contextual information among them via various API based exchange. It's a like API based exchange mechanism as well as automated certificate exchange for the partner systems. All Cisco NCP softwares is included with the Cisco DNA Center appliance itself. Okay, and this figure which is showing on the presentation, okay, Cisco NCP is embedded with the Cisco DNA Center. So if we go in further detail in terms of uh, NCP, so NCP provides fabric automation and orchestration services to the physical layer and communicate with Cisco network devices via a very various forms included net config, okay, yang, snmp. So these all are like tools for the automation. So whenever you want to access any of these devices, okay, so this will be helpful for you. Cisco ncp also provides two primary service in Cisco DNA Center, okay. So Cisco DNA Design, which provides base level workflow, site profiles, maps, flow plans, network settings, IP address management for the wireless and the access layer devices. Okay. And if you talk about DNA provision, this provides SD access workflow like device provisioning, fabric domain, device roles, host onboarding. Okay. Other than that, if you talk about NCP, the services are also facilitated by NCP: device discovery, device inventory, plug and play. So this all features you will be getting in the form of controller based solution, which is Cisco DNA Center. Okay. And this will cover all your product line, which is there in the enterprise network portfolio. So it can be uh, managed through the single pane of glass of Cisco DNA Center. Now I will move on to next slide. So nowadays, all the businesses are like scaling up, right, on a very high speed. So we need to match the speed, like how your business is moving faster. So we also have to move faster along in terms of supporting the IT infrastructure, right? So in this slide, we will be discussing more on that. So when you talk about Cisco DNA Center, okay, whatever assets you have in your data center, it will help you to do the auto discovery. Okay. So Cisco DNA Center help you to design, deploy, manage, okay, the large scale network at a very fast pace. So it doesn't matter, like if you are having a data center and multiple branches, you can manage all the devices added in this from the same console itself. Okay. And on top of that, you don't have to do the manual configuration for the devices, where the zero touch provisioning will help you to configuration do the configuration by using the automation. Okay. It also helps you to plan and manage capacity and ensure optimal coverage with AI enhanced 3D wireless uh, plan for your wireless access planning. Okay. As a part of Cisco DNA Center, um, you'll have a machine reasoning engine, okay, which will give you an AI insight, and automation will help you to gain deep insight into the health of your network devices and the network itself. So what DNA Center will do, it will do a proactively monitoring of your devices and proactively identify and quickly resolve potential issue which you will be having with terms of your devices. Okay. So this will streamline IT process using and improve operational efficiencies using out of the box integration with Cisco DNA Center, right? So let's say if you are using a ITSM tool, ServiceNow or something, right? So you can easily integrate those ITSM tool along with the Cisco DNA Center, okay? So that if any issues arises in the system, okay, it will automatically assign the tickets to your help desk or your engineers. So it will save your time in raising the tickets and all, right? So using Cisco DNA Center, using the advanced API integration, you can build custom automation and realize benefits of the further business process with the help of Cisco DNA Center, right? So now, if you talk about delivering an optimal user experience, which is a must required thing when we are setting up an IT infrastructure and you are like on a journey to digital transformation, okay, it's really matters. So Cisco DNA Center simplifies IT experience and helps deliver optimal end user experience. Okay. And application assurance provides IT with deep insights into performance and end user experience of the applications. Not only insights, but we can act upon it as a competitive differentiator, right, in the market. It includes tools to identify issue, to establish root cause analysis, okay, which is an RCA, whether the issues are with the applications or with the network, and resolve issues quickly, which will again save a lot of time for your engineers, and it will also increase their productivity. Okay. And there are some built-in integration with Thousand Eyes and Cisco solutions to enhance capabilities of the Cisco DNA Center. To gain a view into Wi-Fi spatial coverage and performance, it will also help you to enhance this insight into user experience of Wi-Fi via integration with Cisco Space. Okay. So integration with Cisco WebEx is also there, Microsoft Teams is there, okay, and other application, which will again helps IT to unravel complexity of the application and network interactions, right? If we further deep dive into the technology, okay, deep technology partnership and exclusive integration with device and chipset vendor, which will again include Apple, Samsung, Intel, provide IT with further insight. Cisco DNA Center is also like secure. It will help you to secure the digital enterprise. Okay, so we'll discuss more on the security part for this, how it will help you to secure the digital enterprise with the help of DNA Center, right? So Cisco DNA Center helps to secure the digital enterprise with zero trust network access together with Cisco ICE, which will be an integration with Cisco DNA Center. Okay, that will identify users and devices who all are connecting to your network, so you will be having a visibility, right? Because in security we say, if you cannot see you cannot protect, right? So the visibility is the major challenge in terms of security. So this integration will help you to have to keep an eye on your network, what all devices are getting connected, what all users are getting connected to your network. Okay. And you can allow access to only to authorized resources using group based policies, and segment the network using micro and macro segmentation. Okay. And which will again reduce your attack surface as well. Cisco DNA Center helps to reduce attack surface and improve overall security posture, right? By identifying and classifying endpoints with AI endpoint analytics, it will more help you on the endpoint sites, right? Segmenting the network with intuitive policy management and continuous enforcement, software and configuration compliance monitoring. So if you have any flag related to compliance, it will send you a notification, and it will also give you suggestion to resolve those compliance issues which will be there in the Cisco DNA Center itself. If you talk more about endpoint analytics, it will enable endpoint behavior anomaly, okay, detection. Trust score can be automatically updated to identify high risk endpoints in the system, which will be again a helping hand for your security team. Okay. And on top of that, you can use custom automation to isolate this endpoints, and to stop the lateral movement. Okay. Um, Cisco DNA Center will also provide you a tight integration, okay, which will again help you to enable comprehensive security and management across the enterprise. Using it will be having a Splunk integration and use of Cisco DNA Center API. You can also do integration with other SIM solutions as well. So this was the like overall view how it will help you to secure your digital enterprise with the help of digital center. Now I'll move on to next slide. Apart from security, managing devices, okay, it's also important to attain the sustainability goal for your data center, right? Which will again help you to enable a smart workspace for you. So Cisco DNS Center helps IT to attain sustainability goals in two ways. by helping to build and manage smart workspaces and managing IT energy utilization. Okay, as a major component of Cisco portfolio for a smart building, Cisco DNA Center helps you to connect, secure, and manage various IoT devices as well, which will again includes environmental sensors, and it will also enable sustainable workspace and smart buildings for you. Okay, even though it will give you a helping hand on the PoE analytics, provide insight into the power consumption of your network devices. Okay, so let's say if you have a PoE device, it will help you to optimize energy footprint of network infrastructure, which will again do a reduction on greenhouse gas emission for you, which will be a part of sustainability goal for you. So in this way, Cisco DNA Center helps you to optimize network resources with AI analytics and various planning tools, such as AI enhanced RRM, okay, which will available with Wi-Fi 6 and 6E assessment, and planning tool will help you to refresh the network with more energy efficient manner. So this is what we majorly look if we are like having a sustainability goal. So there, Cisco DNA Center will help you out. Okay. Now I'll show you how Cisco DNA Center as a single management console for the campus looks like. Okay. So this is a high level diagram for your headquarter and branch connectivity. So this Cisco DNA Center, okay, will manage your entire campus network, which will include your headquarter branch, which will include wireless devices for the IT and IoT from the same single console. Okay. So Cisco DNA Center runs on a dedicated appliance that may resides in your campus or a data center. And Cisco DNA Center software can be deployed on a virtual appliance in a data center or on a physical appliance. Okay. So I would like to discuss some of the use cases for Cisco DNA Center. Okay, what all options, what things you can achieve using the Cisco DNA Center. So first thing is you will be having an end-to-end visibility on your network. Okay, and the full stack observability will be there. You will be having proper configuration lifecycle management for your devices, and moreover if you need to upgrade your switches iOS image, okay, so you will be having a dedicated golden image in the repository from where you can upgrade all your switches iOS in one go, and which will again save a lot of time for the engineers. Okay, using Cisco DNA Center you can achieve a zero trust architecture in terms of segmentation. Okay, it will give you programmability for the automation. Now let's discuss some use cases for the SDXs. Okay, so SDXs, if you talk about the use case, what all things you can achieve using SDXs. Okay, so SDXs will provide you two level of segmentation. Okay, first one is macro segmentation, which will be like based on virtual network, and second is micro segmentation, which will again based on a scalable group tags SGT. Okay, so if you talk about segmentation, okay, devices will identified by endpoint analytics, which will help you to group the same kind of devices in a single group, okay, which will put them in one logical virtual network. Uh, if I'll give you an example, so let's say employees and contractor grouped under user, okay, and cameras and printer are things or IoT things. Okay, so it will be macro segmentation helps user devices in virtual in one virtual network from accessing other to each other, right? So it also helps with lateral movement of the threat. If you talk, right? Now, if you talk about micro segmentation, it will provide more granular group policy control. Okay, For example, both employees and contractor can access printer, but some contractor should not be able to speak with the employees directly. Okay, and printing device should not be able to communicate with the other printers. So this use case you can achieve using the macro segmentation of SDXs. Okay, so on a high level note, okay, you can have network segmentation, which virtual networks, group segmentation with scalable groups, and fabric native wireless, right? So let's discuss more on the licensing part for the Cisco DNA Center. Okay, so let's say if you want to deploy a Cisco DNA Center, what kind of licenses you will be required, right? So majorly, uh, we have two segments in terms of layer division. Okay, on the WAN, uh, we talk about SD-WAN and routing. Okay, so WAN will be covering your routers. Okay, so all the ISR routers which you're already having, or VH routers, or your Catalyst ISR 8000 series. Okay, so license start from the Cisco DNA Essential. Okay, so this is your basic license. Okay, entry level license, which will just help you out to do the basic automation for the deployments of your routers. Okay, so if you want, like, you want to go further in terms of more features, so we can offer Cisco DNA Advantage. Okay, where you will get some extra add-on features like virtual analytics, IoT, Cisco Advanced Malware Protection. Okay, and this will also cover the Cisco Essential license along with it. Okay, and on top of that, if you want to go further with more features, then we have to choose for Cisco DNA Premier licenses. Okay, which will again add Cisco Umbrella Essential licenses, Cisco Threat Grid, and Cisco DNA Advantage. So if you talk about Cisco DNA Premier, so it will be having all the license and features of the below two licenses. Okay, so it will be a bundle, Cisco DNA Premier license. Then we'll discuss about the switching and wireless part. Okay, so moreover, it's same licenses. Okay, but in terms of feature, they have differentiation on the types of deployment, right? Switching have their own features to be taken care, and wireless has their own feature to be taken care, right? So in switching, Cisco DNA Essential, you will get the basic management and base automation licenses for DNA Center. Then again, if you opt for Cisco DNA Advantage, you will be able to deploy this SD access, assurance, and analytics part, right? So your segmentation and assurance as in troubleshooting will be covered in Cisco DNA Advantage licenses. Okay. Then further to this, Cisco DNA expansion pack is also there, which is an add-on. So let's say you want to add on some other feature in terms of Cisco Secure Network Analytics, which is a Stealth Watch. Okay, Cisco ICE, 1000 ICE. So this all will be covered in Cisco DNA expansion pack, which will be an add-on. Okay. So now let's move on to the wireless part. Okay. So all your controllers and access points, they comes with the Cisco DNA licenses. So what kind of licenses you need to purchase, that totally depends upon your requirement, right? So again, in the Cisco DNA Essential license, you will be having the base automation and management licenses. Okay. And in Cisco Advantage, you will be again getting the assurance and analytics part along with the Cisco DNA Essential features, right? And same way, if you want to add on some extra additional features, then you have to choose an DNA expansion pack, which is an add-on. Okay, so that way this licensing works for DNA Center. Now I'll move on to next slide. So let's discuss some key features which you are getting through the DNA Center. Okay, So network automation we already discussed. You'll be getting assurance and analytics, policy based segmentation, software defined access, integration with SD-WAN, intent based networking, and third party integration. Okay. So if I discuss in more detail about this, it will help you to simplify your IT experience, and it will help you to achieve business agility with Cisco DNA Center. It will, by using DNA Center, you will be able to implement intelligent automation using auto discovery, zero touch provisioning, software image management for your network devices, okay, configuration automation, and customizable workflow for your engineers. It will also, you can use AI assisted troubleshooting to speed up issue resolution. Let's say if you are having some issues in your network, okay, that we will be uh, checking out in the demo. Okay, I'll go through it. Then it will help you to troubleshoot and speed up the issue into your network. Okay, and by taking this advantage of the closed loop integration with Cisco and third party solutions on top of the API integration to realize benefits of business process automation. Okay, if you talk about secure the network and digital assets with zero trust access, you can do that using DNA Center. And overall, you can also gain a deep insight into the network performance as well as the network applications. So in every company, we have a different kind of in-house application which multiple different groups are using it, like CRM, HSRM solution, right? So all this performance you can prioritize using the DNA Center. Okay. This will also assist organization with sustainability in multiple ways by enabling digital transformation, optimizing IT energy footprint, and enabling smart buildings, what we discussed in our earlier slides, right? So we have to take action today, right? So the good thing about DNA Center is if you already are a prime infrastructure customer, Cisco Prime customer, okay, you can migrate your all maps configuration as it is to Cisco DNA Center by doing a migration. But the only thing is you should have a specific release there in the Cisco Prime that will support your migration. Okay, so your release should be 2.33 or later. That will support the migration easily. Okay, and on top of that, if you don't want to go with a physical hardware to deploy your Cisco DNA Center, you can purchase a virtual instance which you can deploy on your virtual environment. If you are having a VMware ESXi, so this solution can be easily deployed on that. Or you can also purchase an appliance on the AWS cloud that will support. So if you have any queries related to this solution, you want to know much more about the solution, you can contact your respective 7C sales account manager, and we can have a one-on-one call to discuss much more detail about the Disco DNS Center, or even we can do a POC for this. Okay. So now it's the demo time. Okay. I'll share the demo screen. Just wait a second. Okay. So hope my screen is visible. Okay. So I'll walk you through the Cisco DNS Center interface. Okay. Where we can see majorly three things. I'll be taking you through. One is the automation, and the other is the assurance part, and then we'll have a little view on the security and policy part as well. Okay. So this is a demo instance. Okay. So I don't have much functionalities enabled on it, but I can walk you through the function, what we can achieve through Cisco DNA Center, right? So first I will start through the automation part. Okay. So this is the tabs and the function tab, you can say, which you will get in the Cisco DNA Center. Okay. So for the automation, I need to go in the provision part. Okay. So in the provision, when you click, you'll see the inventory, right? So once you click on the inventory, your all the existing devices which is added already, okay, in the system, it will show you. Just a second. It's a bit slow. Okay. So here are the devices which are already in there in your Cisco DNA Center, right? So you will be having all the full visibility of the devices in your data center. So in this, you will be having the host name, IP addresses of the devices, okay, and the device is belongs to which family, MAC address, and all, and the device role as well, okay. If you let's take one example for the switch. Once you drill down on the switch, okay, you'll get more details, okay, what family, what image version it is running, okay, on which site it is deployed, okay, provisioning status, and the device role as well, whether it's access switch, distribution switch, or a core switch, right? On top of that, you will be also having a visibility on the uptime of the device, so you don't have to uh, go on the CLI just to check the uptime of the device, okay. And one more thing, you can click on this view 365 as well. So it will give you a 360 view of that device. It's taking time, it's loading. Yeah, it's loading. Okay. So you can see it will give you a time lapse, okay, during this 24 20 here. From here you can select the range 3 hour, 24 hour, or the 7 days. By default it is showing 24 hours, so we'll talk on this. So in this 24-hour, okay, if you have any abnormality on the switch, so it will show you graphically, okay, and you can just select the time span on the like issue period, and you could drill down further on the issue, right? And with respect to this specific switch, you can see the below is the issues which is there with respect to this switch, okay. So this all issues will be highlighted in the notification for you, okay. So you can further drill down on this by clicking on this notification. So once you click on this issue, okay, which is categorized as a P2 issue for you, okay, so it will give you a suggestion as well what need to be done to remediate this issue, to resolve this issue, and you can directly click on run to launch those commands as well, okay. So you, as you can see, it's like much more easier for engineers, for your technical team, to do the troubleshooting with respect to the devices whatever you have, right? Even you can have further options as well, okay. You can check the topology. You don't have to put a command on a CLI like CDP neighbor or something, okay. It will give you a graphical representation of the neighbor devices, which will again help you out in the troubleshooting, right? Even let's say you have to do a trace route, okay, so you every time you don't have to go to the CLI. From here only you can do the trace route. You'll get more detailed overview of the CPU utilization, memory utilization, which is again a part of health check, the temperature of the device. So all these things you can get in the single pane of glass for the specific devices. So every time you don't have to run the commands to get the output of this kind of requested information, okay. So now I'll go to the other things. Provision, plug and play, okay. So this is just like if you need to deploy a new device or you want to add a new switch to your network, okay, using this option you can simply deploy a new device, okay, without any further technical errors or anything. Because if you talk about a deployment, large scale deployments, right, anyways, to deploy 30 switch, 50 switch or 100 quantity of access switches, it will be difficult for engineers, right? And we all are humans, right? So there is a chance to do an human error as well. And when you have this kind of tool with a proper template to like deploy the devices, okay, in your environment, it will also decreases the chance to do any human errors during the deployments, right, which will again save your time and any impact to your production environment. So now I'll walk you through the assurance part, okay. So if you talk about assurance, assurance is nothing but like the troubleshooting part for your network, right? So here you can see it will show in graph the network devices which is there, okay. So you have a router, let's say core switch, distribution switch, X switch, wireless controller, and access points. So it will give you, a high level overview on the first page itself. uh, what is the status of your devices, okay. It will also give you a site analytics, okay, how many onboarding attempts has been made, what is the onboarding duration, what is the connection speed, how many roaming attempts have been made, okay. So this all things will be there in the assurance. To go further, we'll talk on the application part, okay. Because if you talk about applications, right, every organization have a dedicated set of application which is very important and critical for their internal teams. Let's say if you talk about HR, so HR have their own system which need to be up and running without any issues. Let's say the payroll system, HSRM system, right? And if you talk about sales guys, they used to use CRM. So all these applications are business critical application, okay, which always need to be available for the users and for the employees. So I will be showing you the applications, how we will be getting assurance for the applications. Just a second. That okay. So when you go to the application tab, okay, here it will show you a graph which you have customized for yourself as a business relevant application, okay, and the application usage as well. So once you do the configuration, it will keep you showing that the business relevant application, the business critical application, what is the health of them, okay. So you will get the ratings as well, and you can dig down further, like see top poor applications, Microsoft Office 365. So obviously Microsoft Office 365 is a critical application for you, right? So you have to check on it, what is the issue with it. So you can see here it is showing worst application by health. So once you click on it, it will further give you the details. It is loading. It's taking time. Okay, so here you can see in a span of 24 hours, okay, this graph is continuously going up and down, right? So what is the issue? Here you can see it is showing it's a P1 issue, which is a critical issue, right? Network latency for the application Microsoft Office 365 is above the threshold value 262 microseconds, like milliseconds, right? So this is the threshold which you have configured while putting into the business critical application category, right? So when you further click on this, just a second, there is a lag in the system demo system. Sorry for that. Okay, it's not coming up. Actually, I'm using this system which is based out of US, so it is taking time. Anyways, it's not loading. So this is I wanted to show you guys. So if you have any business critical application, okay, so this way you will be getting a notification, and it will further help you to dig down the issue. What is the issue? And it will help you out to resolve the issue ASAP, right? Now I'll go to the security part for it, which will come under policies. So as you can see, under this policy, right? Earlier, in terms of switching, we used to create the VLANs, right, for the segregation of the users, or if you have to do a inter-VLAN routing, so you have to create a VLAN. So using these policies, there will be no dependency on creating a manual VLAN on the switch. Okay, so here you can see there are the source on the left side. Okay, auditors, BYOD, cameras, doctors, employees, right? So these are the source, and the destination where they want to communicate. Okay, that will be the destination. If you let's take an example of doctors. Okay, so this vertical line shows the policies what we configured in terms of communication for the doctor group source. So action will be permit, okay. Application will be DHCP or DNS protocols. Then we need to select the destination ports. Okay, logging is turned off. You can turn it on. Right now I don't have the access, so I cannot do that. So this way you can create the policies to segregate the user communication, okay. And you can in a short note, you can say you can create user and group policies and increase security threat protection for your end users, right? Or for your company. So overall, in a nutshell, what we discussed in the demo, what I tried to show you, first we had a look on the automation, okay, where you can automate the provisioning of devices, updates, and device lifecycle management, right? Then we had a look on the assurance part, where you can see it will help you to improve network performance, which will again spend less time and troubleshooting with the help of AI for your engineers, right? And in the security policy, we you can see like how we can create users and group policies, and you can increase security threat protection for your organization. So that's what I have. Just a second. I'll finish my slide with one of the discussions. Just a second. Let me share my screen once again. Okay. So just to summarize what we discussed, okay, um, for the customer's DNA journey, okay, if you want to start your journey with Cisco DNA Center in terms of campus network assurance, okay, so it will help you out with the feature of assurance, okay, by managing a bigger network without any major staff increase, okay, and it will ensure that you have a robust network infrastructure for you. It will again help you to automate simply without any complications to put on or provision a new device to your network, okay. Again, you have seen how we can do a segregation or segmentation with the help of access policy, okay, by enforcing the policies across multiple domains and group. You can do this segregation. It will also help you to build a cloud ready WAN if you are like using Cisco routers and you more want to work on the WAN side with the help of Cisco DNA Center. Okay, so just a second. So that's all. If you have any questions, you can put it into chat Q&A. We will be more than happy to answer those queries. I will be waiting for your questions. I still didn't receive any message on the chat. Okay, all okay. Do you have any case studies? We do have multiple customers. Okay. I think whatever questions asked during the webinar, most of them have them been answered already. So I don't have any further questions. Anyways, uh, if you have any questions, you like again want to know more about DNA Center, you can reach out to your 7Cs account manager. We'll try to schedule a session dedicatedly for you one to one, and we can discuss more in detail about the solution. And nowadays, most of the devices they comes already with Cisco DNA Center licenses, right? So that you cannot opt out if you talk about switches, routers. So let's see, if you want to utilize those licenses, you want to explore more about DNA Center, we will be more than happy to help you out on this. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining once again.